Music. What's going on, guys? It's your boy John Liquid coming back with another video, and it looks like one WNBA reporter just landed themselves in serious hot water after calling Caitlin Clark selfish. Praising another player is fine, but using it as a backhanded way to insult Clark? That's just asking to get roasted online. And roasted they were. Calling Caitlin flashy as an insult was wild enough, but selfish? That's a whole new level of delusion, and fans didn't let it slide. The backlash was immediate, brutal, and loaded with receipts, stats, and fury. This take aged like milk, and we need to break down why. So here's what went down. A WNBA reporter decided to get bold and labeled Caitlin Clark selfish. Not in so many words, of course. These types never do it directly. They slide it in with subtle digs and passive comparisons. The internet, however, doesn't miss. The reporter essentially said Paige Bueckers would transition better into the WNBA because she's more unselfish and less flashy. You're not just complimenting Paige with that comment. You're dragging Caitlin Clark by contrast. And let's be real, Clark leads the league in assists and already dropped a triple-double as a rookie. If that's selfish, then the standard is broken. According to the reporter, Paige is more team-oriented, more grounded, and not as showy. That's code for calling Caitlin a diva, a ball hog, a highlight chaser. But anyone who watches the games knows how off-base that is. You can't average 6 assists while being the offensive engine of your team and still get called selfish unless the person saying it has zero basketball IQ. The worst part? The comment came before Paige even played a single professional game. So now you've got the entire internet comparing a real-life WNBA player to someone who hasn't stepped on the court yet. Not smart. Caitlin Clark has played 11 games in 20 days, straight out of the NCAA championship. No rest, no adjustment period, just straight into the fire. Paige is entering a more favorable situation with less pressure and more support. Clark? She's been double-teamed, pressed full court, scouted to death, and yet still manages to put up numbers. 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, over a steal and a block per game. And let's not forget, the Fever were 1-10 at one point, not because of Clark, but despite her carrying the team. So when this so-called expert criticizes Clark for not passing enough, you have to ask, have they even watched a game? This isn't NBA 2K. You're not just out there farming assists for fun. These are pro-level defenses built entirely to stop Caitlin Clark, and she's still finding ways to get teammates involved. The flashy and selfish narrative is lazy and manufactured, trying to stir up drama between two stars before one is even played. And the fans saw right through it. After the internet lit them up, the reporter tried to walk it back, claiming it was just an observation. But no, you don't get to throw a grenade and act surprised when it explodes. Caitlin Clark is the face of the league right now. She's filling arenas, selling jerseys, and bringing in viewers who never cared about the WNBA before. Instead of appreciating that, this reporter tried to tear her down. Fans flipped the narrative and said Paige should be grateful Clark's taking the heat. She gets to ease in while Caitlin takes the hits, literally and figuratively. Let's also kill the turnover argument while we're at it. Every high-usage rookie turns the ball over. Sabrina Ionescu did. Sue Bird did. Clark is touching the ball nearly every possession. Of course, she's going to have turnovers. That's part of the growth process. She's not perfect, but selfish? That's just ridiculous. What's going on, guys? It's your boy John Liquid coming back with another video. And it looks like one WNBA reporter just found themselves in serious hot water after calling Caitlin Clark selfish. Praising another player is fine, but doing it at the expense of Clark? That's where the internet drew the line. Calling Caitlin flashy as an insult was already a stretch, but calling her selfish? That's when the fanbase brought receipts, stats, and fire. The backlash wasn't slow, it was instant and brutal, because the take wasn't just off, it was embarrassing. This reporter tried to act slick, suggesting that Paige Bueckers would adjust to the WNBA better because she's more unselfish and less flashy. In theory, that sounds like praise for Paige, but anyone with eyes can see it's a dig at Caitlin. It's the oldest trick in the book, elevate one by tearing the other down. But when you say someone who leads the league in assists is selfish, you've lost all credibility. Caitlin Clark isn't padding stats or ball hogging. She's threading impossible passes, setting teammates up for success, and doing all this while being the #1 target of every defense. Caitlin isn't throwing safe passes. She's throwing the passes that win games. The risky, tight window darts that make defenders scramble. That's not selfish. That's vision, trust, and elite skill. She's been doing this since Iowa. It's wild to suggest that flashy equals selfish when the flashy moves are also the ones keeping her team in games. And it's especially bold when you compare how defenses treat Clark versus how Paige will likely be treated. Clark gets doubled the moment she crosses half court. She's chased around screens, trapped on picks, and blitzed from the opening tip. Paige isn't terrifying defenses yet, not like Caitlin already is. Paige may enter the league with a smoother ride, but that doesn't mean she's better. It just means she's not carrying a franchise on her back yet. Efficiency is a lot easier when the burden is lighter. Let Paige get full court pressed for 10 games straight. Then we'll talk about comparisons. Right now, Caitlin deserves space to grow, not baseless critiques about selfishness. Yet the media machine is already gearing up with the usual narratives. Paige plays the right way. She's got substance over flash, the breath of fresh air angle. All of it is predictable. All of it is tired. No one is denying that Paige is a baller. She's got game. But why does lifting her up require diminishing Caitlin? Why can't two women coexist in greatness without it turning into some tabloid rivalry? The answer is simple: clicks, hot takes, and tired media playbooks. That's all this is. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has changed the economics of the WNBA. Ticket sales are up. Viewership is breaking records. She's making noise on social media. She's not just helping the league grow. She's giving it a heartbeat. If you don't like her style, that's fine. Say she's aggressive. Say she takes tough shots. But don't call her selfish. That's not just wrong, it's lazy. Elite scorers like James Harden, Kobe Bryant, Diana Taurasi, they all took high-volume shots because they had to. Clark is in the same boat. She's not surrounded by all-stars. She's dishing assists to teammates who, respectfully, don't always finish. Yet she still creates, still passes, still runs the offense like it's her job, because it is. And Paige? She's stepping into a team with structure, shooters, and a system already in place. Of course her passing will look efficient, because her team will finish. Context matters. Stats only tell part of the story. Caitlin isn't a me-first player. She's a do-it-all because no one else will player. There's a massive difference. Her assist numbers, her rebounds, her hustle on defense, they all scream team first. The idea that she's selfish is not just a bad take. It's objectively false. She's doing things no rookie has done in years. Scoring runs, record-setting assists, a triple-double out of the gate. And she's doing all this while carrying the weight of an entire marketing campaign on her shoulders. This isn't a normal rookie season. It's a stress test, and she's still showing up, still balling. So the second she has a slow night or turns it over a few times, here come the think pieces. Here comes the "is Caitlin Clark overrated?" chatter. Meanwhile, Paige hasn't played a single minute, and already she's being painted as the savior of fundamentals. You know what that is. You know exactly what that